What's up, guys? This is Andrew from Glacier. I just wanted to take the time today to show you how I gear up and outfit my pack for a 5-day elk hunt. So I typically run an R3 5900 on a Crux Evo frame. So this is the counterpart to the Sky 5900. There's a few different attachment points and a little bit different bag design, but from day to day, they're about the same. You're not going to notice a difference in functionality. So as far as the outside of my pack goes, I just want to show you how I have it configured, what I'm using for accessories, and how I've changed my buckle setups to accommodate my needs. So first and foremost, I have swapped my 2 front male buckles on my compression straps for auto lockers. I did this just because when they come over the riser of your bow or a tripod, they but are capable of slipping if you don't get them at the right angle. So these auto lockers just prevent that altogether. So on the side of my pack, I'll either run trekking poles or a bugle tube. I run the Rocky Mountain Game Calls. I think it's the Bully Bull bugle tube. Fantastic tube. I typically run that on the side of my pack when it's not in my hand or if I'm hiking in the dark. The other thing I'm carrying frequently is my tripod. And again, I have swapped this male buckle for an auto lock male buckle just because of the way this compression strap comes over a tripod. And then as far as accessories go, I'm running our R3 conceal lid, a regular sized hip belt pocket over here, which is great for extra release, a range finder if you don't wear it on your harness, or snacks, gum, etc. The large one I use for my phone and phone scope, or it can be used for a GPS, larger electronics, stuff like that. So I'm going to tear all this stuff off my bag and then we'll dive in and I'll show you what I bring on my trip. So with 2 simple clicks, I have my bow off. I'll just set that aside. Bugle tube, and then my tripod. So, diving into the main bag here. In this front pocket, I tend to carry more quick access items. So I've got snacks and food for the day, and I'll typically carry one of these per day, and I'll just put them in various places in my pack wherever they fit. So I've got Mountain House, trail mix, bars, goos for quick energy, pistachios, etc. I try to carry like I don't count, but like 3,000 plus calories a day. So, and then internally here, I've got 2 swing out pockets, quick access to my water filter. By the way, this is an MSR, just a hand pump filter. I don't remember what it's called, but it's a pretty slick little filter, easy to use, folds up nice, doesn't leak. So my first swing out, I have a Havalon, really fantastic knife, lightweight, super sharp as you all know. And then I can typically get a bowl cleaned up with like 1, probably 2 blades. If you're diligent, you can prevent breaking those. And then of course, a headlamp. So that's a Black Diamond Storm, I believe it is. It's like 350 lumens, nothing crazy, but it's just nice and light. Not a big deal to carry it around. So. And then in here, teepee, extra diaphragms, Got my inReach, and we all know how valuable these are. If you kill a bull and need help packing, you can send a message and it will pinpoint your location. Or if you get hurt, just want to communicate with friends and family, let people know you're okay if you're on an extended hunt. That's an invaluable tool right there as well. I recommend that to everybody. Paracord, gotta have paracord to tie a bull up on a steep hill to prevent him from slipping down the hill while you quarter him, to hang quarters, to put up a shelter, etc. You name it, you can probably find a use for that. Electrical tape, hopefully I'm putting tags on elk with this, but it's also good for other things. If you cut yourself, if you need to tape stuff together, I'll often utilize this to help carry antlers. I'll tape antlers to a stick that goes in my pack just to keep them up and out of the way. But yeah, electrical tape. Chapstick, can't live without it. And that pretty much sums up my quick access contents in here. And then in my lid, I've got a water bottle. So these, I typically use the platypus version of this, but I have a bunch of these just from having had Sawyer squeeze filters over the years, and these work the same. I really like these just because they're super lightweight, they're packable, they don't take up any room. You can carry a handful of those if you want to haul water back to camp or something. So that's a really good option for a water bottle. Aside from that, I'll typically carry like one Nalgene or maybe a Smart water bottle. I really like the Smart water bottles because they're thin, they're narrow and tall, and they just pack really nicely in a pack. So up top here, I also have my M5 rain jacket from Stone Glacier. I just keep that bundle up there. We all know how quickly the weather can change, so it's nice to have quick access to that should you need it. It's also nice to keep it separated from your other gear or have a separate place for it in case you do get rained on and want to peel it off, so then it doesn't get your other gear wet. In the main bag here, I've got my cook stove, so I run a jet boil. I've got my M5 pants. I have the Stone Glacier Sky Air, which is a modular system. The way I run it is with the Sky Air tarp, the mesh insert, and I carry the vestibule. I don't always use it, but it's good to have it. And just in case you want to knock out moisture or prevent any wind from circulating in your tent. So that's a great option, super lightweight. And it's nice just to be able to carry camp on your back. So this guy is like, I think it's 1.25 pounds, 1.5 pounds, the way I have it set up here. So beats a 4-season tent, especially in September. And like I said, you can just carry it all day. And it's super lightweight, doesn't take up much space. So sleeping bag, this is the Stone Glacier Chilkoot 15 degree. It fits perfectly in this small event compression sack. And I really like these because it helps compress your bag and save space. It's also waterproof. So great way to store your bag. You can also store some down in here if you don't want to have it in these individual stuff sacks. So that's a great option, but got to have a sleeping bag. And that guy runs just over 2 pounds. It's 2 pounds, 3 ounces. So Thermarest sleeping pad. This is just a lightweight version. I know a lot of guys run big square pads or rectangular pads. I just run this minimalist one. I used to sleep without a pad entirely, so this is a pretty big upgrade for me. Down jacket. This is one of few pieces of insulation. It's really the only piece of insulation per se that I carry. So typically I'll run like a merino base layer or a synthetic base layer with a helio hoodie. And then utilize this guy if it gets cold, or if I'm going to be up on a glassing knob and it's windy or something, I'll throw that on. But fits nice in a compression sack, super lightweight. So this is the Grumman Goose Down pant, so the counterpart to the jacket. There may be a time during September where I don't carry these, but it's pretty inconsequential to carry them. So I will typically have those with me unless the forecast is for some really hot weather, and I'm pretty darn certain I won't need it. But it's a nice thing to have, especially as you get a little later in the season. You never know what you're going to be up against in the mountains. So down pants. Game bags. These are Caribou game bags. I mixed up their system a little bit. They sell this as a package, but I bought 2 big ones. So this is the mule deer package. So I run two mule deer game bags and then 2 elk game bags. So the elk ones just seem big to me. You just wind up carrying a lot of extra game bags. So the 2 small ones, I will typically run front quarters or boned out meat in them. And then the 2 big ones, I'll typically utilize for hind quarters. Spotting scope. And this is not something I always carry. It kind of varies depending on the terrain and the visibility. If I think I'm going to be able to spot elk versus having to hear them or locate them in the woods. But spotter is an invaluable tool, as we all know. And then internally, I have 1 camp pocket, and I just carry some extra stuff in here. So like a compression strap extension kit, which is great for attaching something kind of out of the ordinary to your pack, or a head, something like that. You also have some extra webbing and some extra buckles just in case. Some more TP, tags, fire starters, extra diaphragms. I've got an extra lighter in there, extra release, and then God forbid I have to use them, but I also have Allen wrenches in case I need to work on my bow. So that about wraps up the contents of my pack. This will really get you through any number of days as far as gear goes. If my hunt was going to be shorter or longer, I would just add or subtract food to accommodate those days. So aside from that, my gear list pretty much stays the same throughout my hunts. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope this helps, and good luck this archery season. I hope you guys find some screaming bulls.